Greetings and good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Wolf, and I am pleased to bring you the Making of podcast for the TF2 Analysis Anarchy project. This has been in the works for over 5 months, and it was a lot of fun finally seeing it released to the public and getting all the positive and even negative response in return. Joining me this evening, first we have Miss Ink Rose.
Hello!
And we have Silver Quill.
I am Hero! Now I am fedora-wearing Tool!
We also have joining us Mr. AnY.
Hello there.
And one of the artists working on the project, Mr. Vectorbrony.
Good morning.
We also had Mr. Josh Scorcher with us earlier, but he seems to be having some connection issues, so hopefully he'll be joining us later on. But as for this evening, I was hoping that we could get into a little of the backstory of how this all got started, because, believe it or not, this all began as a completely different idea, which you will probably see coming out next month.
Yep.
I know that Josh and Ink and I have been excited about this secondary project that we've been working on throughout all that time as well. But this all began in early June when I was chatting with Josh and I was proposing the idea to expand upon A Moment with Dr. Wolf and how we could involve multiple characters at once having sort of group therapy. And then the idea came up with, well, what if we were to try to do couples therapy sessions? And we were trying to think, well, who could we get to come together and do a sort of couples therapy session? And we were going through a list of possible people that we could talk to who would be interested in this. And Josh was talking with Miss Rose here. And could you tell me about what he first proposed to you all those months ago, what the idea he came up with?
He already proposed?
Oh, that's the word proposed. That was a slip of the tongue. Sorry.
Well, we had hardly ever talked before that, like, at all. The only time we'd ever talked was when I invited him to the Analysis Skype group. He was kind of a big shot, you know, like, everyone was kind of nervous, like, I had actually invited him on Skype and he had accepted my offer, and I was like, wow, he actually accepted my offer. Josh Scorcher did, whoa! And then I said to the guys in the chat, you know what, guys, I'm going to invite him to the chat. And they said, whoa, no, don't do it. He won't accept now. And I did it anyway. I was like, hey, you want to be a part of the Analysis Skype chat? And he said, sure. And so I invited him. And that was pretty fun. He came in and he started talking with everyone through Skype, and it was really fun. After that was when he came up with the idea. He came up to me in the chat like maybe a week later and said, hey, Dr. Wolf is thinking about doing this project thing, and I was wondering if you'd be okay with it because it would involve us being a couple. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, well, okay, fine, okay, I don't really mind. And so we went on Skype with Dr. Wolf and we started chatting, and we just could not stop talking. We just kept talking and talking and talking about all the stuff we had in common and all the games we liked and everything. So then we started working on the script, and eventually it evolved into, since we both really liked TF2, we wanted to do sort of an announcement sort of thing, a thing that would go hand in hand with the moment with Dr. Wolf. And so we decided to have a huge TF2 collaboration to kind of set the stage for the moment with Dr. Wolf with both of us in it. So, I mean, even though we aren't like actually a couple, it was just more of our characters being shipped together in the thing, so yeah.
To be young and fictionally involved.
Oh.
As I recall, we had no plans for any kind of Team Fortress 2 project when we were initially discussing this sort of couples counseling idea. And like I've mentioned before, that project is going to be released on my channel next month, and that's something that we put a lot of work into. That people are really going to love seeing, I'd be willing to bet. The idea for the Team Fortress 2 angle came because I realized we couldn't just bring up a moment with Dr. Wolf involving couples counseling without having some kind of meet-up between these characters beforehand. And I was trying to think, well, what is it that you and Ink actually enjoy doing? Is there a common game between the two of you that you'd like to do? And
Well,
Josh and I were talking, and Josh said, well, I'm actually a really big Team Fortress 2 fan, and apparently Ink is a really big Team Fortress 2 fan, and I was saying, well, yeah, I've played a lot of Team Fortress 2 maybe a couple of years ago. So we were starting to come up with ideas, how could we make an entire Team Fortress 2 project? I mean, that seems like such a massive idea to begin with. And at first, it was only going to involve maybe 3 or 4 characters. But then we were starting to think, well, we kind of already figured that Ink Rose would be the scout because she had already made that very clear that that is her favorite Team Fortress 2 class.
Yes.
And I was initially thinking, well, the audience would probably expect Dr. Wolf to be the medic, but that's actually not the class I ended up playing the most. I actually played the engineer the most. And the engineer seems to be the calmest and most collected of all the classes, so that probably made a better fit overall. And it also helped that...
And you like fixing...
Josh's face is staying the same the whole time. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, whose face?
Josh is here now.
Yeah, I can see his icon, but I can't hear anything from him.
I think he's trying to connect still.
All right. Well, we'll give him some time. Anyways, Josh had already picked his favorite class because he loves playing the medic more than anything else. So of those 3 characters, we were trying to think, well, what could we do that would involve just those 3 classes? And the more we thought about it, well, what other reviewers out there would fit with all these other classes? And I remember one of our earliest thoughts was, well, as far as the heavy goes, the heavy is the guy who always takes the most punishment out of all of the classes of Team Fortress 2. And what other reviewer takes more punishment than Silverquill?
Oh, gosh. And even I gave him the punishment in my Meet the Video. It was fun drawing all those characters for my video, even though it was a lot of work.
I believe he died in mine as well.
Yes.
I just shot him in the head and whacked him.
It just happened! Sorry!
At this point, I've died more than Optimus Prime.
Heyo!
Heyo!
Hell's got a rotating door just for me. I show up and they say, oh no, we don't want that headache.
You can take him, guys.
After we had figured on involving Silverquill as the heavy, we were trying to think of all these other reviewers that might fit with the other classes. And Josh and I came up with the idea that we knew that a lot of the Team Fortress 2 classes, once they had come out with that unicorn hat, that they had come up with all those really interesting one-liners with those unicorn hats, and we were thinking, well, Phantom Horn always is talking about being a unicorn. That would be another great fit.
It was perfect, really.
Yeah. And then we just started asking around. We got Voice of Reason. He wanted to play the sniper. And then we figured that Eliora would make a good fit for the Pyro just because of the video that you, Silverquill, did with her where she was holding a flamethrower. It just seemed like a good fit there.
Again with the punishment. I've really set a standard for myself.
Yes.
And we finally got an answer to the question which the sex, gender, I can never take those through, but the Pyro is.
Right.
At least in MLP he's female. She.
Okay.
What? God damn it.
I always like to think that Pyro, since there's no Asian classes, that Pyro is secretly a little old Chinese lady that likes to bake cookies. I don't know why I just thought it was a stupid
Canon
funny.
accepted.
Like there's a really kind old Chinese lady that likes baking cookies. I don't know.
Right.
I just thought that was funny.
Now, there was a point when we were trying to fill the demo man spot, and AnY, maybe you'd better tell this story from your perspective about how you got involved in all this.
Well, at one point, out of nowhere, I got the question like, "Hey, AnY, do you want to be part of a bigger collab project?" And people who know my hashtag slogan probably can consider what my answer was, and I was like, "Hey, sure, I'm totally in it." And yeah, that's pretty much how I became the formerly African Irish person, now with a German accent.
I do remember that when I had initially asked you about the project, one of your first questions was, "Are you guys trying to get me to play the medic?" And I said, "No, we're not trying to typecast people." And then we figured from that conversation that it would actually make for a really good joke that AnY in the video would talk about how Firebrand doesn't make a proper medic. He's just not German enough.
I mean, my Germanness is all I have to set me apart from all the other guys out there, and you take it away from me. What have I'm feeling hollow when I'm not German. Okay, enough drama.
Well, hopefully the audience enjoyed that little tidbit anyways. Let me think. After we had gathered a bunch of people together and we were asking various artists here and there about how we could possibly put this massive project together, because we knew it would be exceptionally difficult to involve all these different reviewers. And I'm trying to remember how you got involved in this project to begin with, Vector Brony. Do you remember how you had initially gotten started in this project?
I think I was, as I was always doing, working away on my vectors, and I think one of my friends, Noah, was talking to me. And he said, "Do you know the reviewer of Dr. Wolf?" And I was thinking, "Yes, I know him. Why do you ask?" I think he said, "You're looking for artists, and do you want to chat to him?" And I was thinking, "Can't chat to Dr. Wolf, he's on the big names." And they basically pulled me into the chat with you guys, and you started talking out what you were thinking about for the TF2 project. And you started me off like vectoring your character as the engineer from the sketch that I was given. And once you were happy with the design for that one, I started just slowly moving on with Josh's OC Firebrand, getting his medic costume sorted out. And slowly from there, once I got the script, I was working out on all the poses and expressions for the other characters. I mean, it took a long time. I mean, characters like Ink Rose's OC, where there's a lot of expressions and actions that she's doing, like throwing her milk and playing with her baseball bat. Sandman, sorry.
Like, I pretty much knew that we couldn't use most of our normal vectors because it'd be too. I mean, you could slap the outfits on them pretty easily. I mean, it'd still be kind of weird with layering and all that, but you couldn't. It'd be way too hard. You can't really have a proper TF2 thing with just vectors without having them in different poses, you know? We couldn't just have them in static poses, flying around and stuff, and hitting robots. You just have to have them in more action-y poses, which is one of the reasons I decided to hand draw everything in my Meet the Ink Rose video, because it would make it so much more life-filled, more lively.
More believable.
Yeah.
Except for my character in your video, he was less lively.
Indeed.
Oh, he
come
had
on.
to stand, too.
This is by now your status quo.
Oh, I see.
When we had initially come up with the idea to make this Team Fortress 2 project, there was really only supposed to be one Meet the video. And that was just supposed to be sort of a teaser trailer, an introduction, hey, we're working on this kind of thing. It was just supposed to be one Meet the Dr. Wolf video, and that came out way back in July.
Mm-hmm.
But it got such an overwhelmingly positive response that I was just trying to encourage people, you know, a lot of your audiences would love to see everybody's take on their own Meet the videos, and over the next month or two, I was just really trying to help people get some ideas going on how they could all make their own videos on their own subjects. And I remember with you, ANY, you really couldn't come up with any solid ideas for something like, it was even 2 months where you couldn't come up with anything solid and you weren't sure what you were going to do with it. And then all of a sudden there was this one weekend where we had a lengthy Skype call, and that just suddenly put a fire under you, and about a week later you had finished everything. How did you actually get everything to work all within that short amount of time, though?
It was really like I needed the trigger, I needed the starting point, and I'm really thankful that you kept poking me about it. And yeah, when we had this lengthy call, you were like, "Hey, watch the demo man video. Here's a link to the actual transcript." And once I finally sat down and I was looking at it and was like taking the original transcript and switching pretty much line by line into what I want to talk about, and then the ideas started coming. And it actually, because for people who haven't figured it out yet, I'm getting a little bit doing the same thing over and over again, like episodic review of episodes and stuff. Kind of. Yeah, loses its charm when you do it for too long. But this was something different for a change, complete new set of vectors, complete new setup, and I was like, I really got into it. And yeah, then after writing the script and recording the stuff, I actually sat down and did the entire editing on one weekend, and it was great fun. So.
And then we had like 4 Meet the videos come out within 2 days of each other. I believe it was Meet the ANY and Meet the Voice of Reason, then Meet the Firebrand, and then Meet the Gibbon.
The Gibbon, just the Gibbon.
Meet the Gibbon was unique.
And interesting, yes, very.
Yes.
I believe Firebrand actually came later, didn't he?
I was Skyping with him when he was working on it. It took a long
I believe he was
time,
threatening to choose the same date. By the way, Silver Quill, we just got shipped multiple times in the chat.
You and I?
Yeah.
That's...
What was it, AnY Quill or Silver, whatever.
If I could pick any quill, it'd be you.
AnY Quill in a storm?
Well, Silver Quill, I remember you saying that when you initially gotten into this project that you knew so very little about Team Fortress 2, and we were still trying to encourage you. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun coming up with all the various ways that the reviewers would interact on the battlefield. And that's what really got you motivated to take part, and seeing your character getting blown up, for lack of a better word.
It's my shtick.
Yeah.
But yes, I have never played Team Fortress 2. I have seen the videos and I've been like, oh, that looked kind of fun, that looked kind of interesting, but I've never been intrigued to enter the fandom. And so when they said, hey, we're going to play this Team Fortress game, it's like, so bullets are flying, I'm on the field, how many times can you kill me? And so when this product was in its inception, I did a video to put out a call for editors, animators, just folks to help out, and I hope that boosted the prospects.
That absolutely did, actually.
Josh!
All right, AnY.
Hang on, I think we see Josh coming in.
I believe so far it's a cupboard named Josh. Oh,
There you
Hey,
are.
hey, you made it.
Hey,
FiOS is one of the worst things ever.
Sorry, what is?
FiOS. Verizon FiOS.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Well, glad you're here now. We were just talking about how many ways you guys could kill me. We're up to 173.
Yeah, I probably missed some good 20 minutes of shenanigans.
Oh, it's fine.
Well,
I was dead
I had
serious all the
talked a little
time.
bit about the origins of how this idea got put together to begin with, and I'm sure the audience would love to hear your perspective on when we had initially started discussing this idea. Do you remember how that all came to get, how that came to be?
Oh, I was able to hear like snippets of the beginning from you guys, and I'm not entirely sure what you explained and what you didn't.
Well, just tell it all from your perspective. I know that there's going to be a lot of people who were going to be curious about how this all came together to begin with, because initially it was a discussion between you and me, and then we brought Ink in, and it was about an idea of how to do couples counseling session for a moment with Dr. Wolf, which that video is probably coming out next month.
Ellie and Toon Critic would be a great idea, though.
I have to say that that's already been worked on as well.
Ooh.
It's currently being done for that, too.
Golden Key?
Say again?
Oh, yes.
Golden Key?
Yeah, we have a script for that. Don't have
Oh my god,
It sounds
And
like
I don't know if Anthony C and KP wanted to do anything.
Every time KP even gets a hint that somebody wants to have her do a project with Anthony C about them being shipped, she doesn't want to have that happen.
Oh, she doesn't like it? I thought she liked that shit. Oh.
Every time
She doesn't want to.
her,
If it's a video, she'll want to be in on it.
if it's a video, she'll want to be in it.
I remember the exact words that she says to me. If there's ever an analyst party, she wants to be in on it.
Uh-huh.
It was we wanted to have her as the announcer for the TF2 project, but it didn't work out, I guess.
Yeah, we were just a little too far in development for that to be feasible.
Yeah.
But for a potential sequel, it's
Yes.
a possibility.
Wank, wank.
Wah, wah.
we
We
are
always
being
need a Miss
small.
Calling, after
We
all.
don't have a solid idea for a sequel yet, but we've seen dozens upon dozens of comments on the video we released yesterday clamoring for the next project in the series, and we have possibilities in mind.
So let's
We don't have a
steal their
solid
ideas.
idea yet.
I was thinking about, the style I did Meet the Incros in. I was thinking about having sort of a comic, like a series of very small comics with that same sort of style that I could make with the characters in various situations and stuff. Because it'd be very simple since they're just colored sketches over pre-made backgrounds. So if anyone has any ideas about what kind of script they would want for something like that, like maybe a 5-panel comic at the most, should be a thing.
If we come up with something, it would be pretty simple to record
Very
some
simple.
dialogue
But it'd
for
be
something
cool.
that simple, yeah.
Me bribing Gibbon the spy to take out Josh so I can become the medic.
That would work.
Or me just getting bullet written and everyone's asking, how is he not dead yet? I'm okay.
Respawn system.
Respawn.
Take in the chat.
Hmm.
On the YouTube chat.
And at some point, Josh is just stopping to heal you because he's like, you don't die anyways!
Ooh, Linkara would like that, someone said. I don't think he would review many pony comics, honestly.
Now, that would be funny to see.
It would be, though.
He's
It
made
would
a
be
joke
funny
How
about
do I get
it.
into this?
It would be funny to see him review, like, some of the actual MLP comics.
Seeing him review the Reflections comic, boy, he'd go to town. But
No, I haven't really read a single ML comic that I've really hated.
I don't think there's any that I've read anyway that are as bad as the ones he reviews, anyway.
nothing on that. Not
Exactly.
but
I'm a man!
Welcome to Top of Oslo, where the bad comics burn.
welcome to the We Love Linkora
Welcome to the
podcast.
Yay!
Maybe
Well,
we should get a little bit back on topic here.
Well,
Let's see.
Analysts in Portal, someone said.
listen.
Well, it
Josh.
is another Valve game, so
Well, actually, Left 4 Dead might work. Even
Yes, Doctor?
All right.
We're
Why
all
don't
batting
you
ideas.
tell the audience about how you came up with your ideas on the Meet the Firebrand video. What went into making that?
All right, Meet the Firebrand. I was noticing a lot of complaints on many different videos that they were too similar to the and I was just looking at that, and I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. Something like sort of unique, but still very similar to what the medic does. And so what I did was, do you guys remember the original Meet the Medic trailer?
Yeah.
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of deleted scenes for that trailer that originally that was like the first take for Meet the Medic, and they originally wanted to delve into the backstory of the medic and what went into he invented the medigun.
I'm pretty glad that they released that.
But they said we're scrap that idea because they felt that the medigun isn't the most iconic thing about the medic. It's the medic ubercharging a heavy that's the most iconic thing about the medic, and they wanted to capitalize on that.
It's the medic's insanity itself as well.
And they released those deleted scenes, and they're still really good. And I'm just looking at those, I'm like, maybe I could do something with those, like a little, like maybe I could, because they're not as well known, and I could do something a little bit more fresh with that. Hi, Jeremy. I'm going to bed, dude.
By the way, am I the only one who has a feeling that Josh switched sides and is now working for Mancore?
Oh, yeah!
The electronic voice. Electronic.
No, he's
Take
already
for the triumph.
Well, with
I'm
the
making
comic
a
series
note
having done
here.
that, with Medic betraying the whole group. Gibbon's my dad, apparently.
Oh, that'll mess you up. Let's see your best neck extension.
Oh, somebody just left a love letter to every one of us in the comments, and he loves me for my accent.
My brother's claiming the room. I'm not claiming the room, right? No. See ya.
No!
Why do the best always have to go first?
Why do you have to leave first?
Well, I'm glad we were able to get him for as long as we did.
Yeah.
I was worried we'd be missing him entirely.
And we managed to plug against a internet provider. That's always nice.
Comcast also sucks.
Reverse capitalism.
Well, I'm happy with mine, but it's the German one, so they are harmless compared to the American ones.
Yeah, the thing is, Comcast's the only one in our area, so we have to get it.
Yes, to quote South Park, tell me more about how we don't have a choice.
Oh, Lord.
I'm noticing all Vector's toys and all the collectible MLP stuff in the background. It's like pretty cute. I have my own collection on the side here. I have all the main 6 and the Funko ones.
I owe exactly one item of MLP Merc, and this is this button. And if it counts as Merc, the sticker on my bag, but since I actually went to the shop and let it make those guys myself, I don't really know what's about. Oh my god, it is 4:30 a.m., so excuse if my language is kind of dropping.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk, I'm completely sober, I'm just kind of
tired.
He's the sleepy German.
Well,
Sleepy
people
German is best German.
might enjoy seeing this, but one of the very few MLP anything I have was actually given to me at Nightmare Nights, and it's a little Build-A-Bear Fluttershy. And a second fan had actually given me wolf ears that was a perfect fit for her head.
That's so cool. I have the Build-A-Bear Rainbow Dash. She's up there.
So this is now in my office staring at me while I'm working every day.
Flutter Wolf?
Staring you right in the eye.
Coming season 5, Flutter Werewolf.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing as a wolf.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm still waiting for Flutter Dragon.
I want Flutter Dragon.
Just watch out for Fluttertree.
Yeah, my biggest MLP merchandise is when Tony Fleece actually drew my character.
Oh.
I was at BabsCon. He had a line, and I showed him a picture of it on my smartphone. And he said, "Oh, you drew this?" And it's just from the neck up, but that's the part where I want people to look.
That's
Don't
so
check out my
cool.
But back it up for a sec, Doc. I kind of didn't get to finish talking about my own Meet the Video.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
About that. We've been going all over the place.
Well, Josh joined us, and I'm glad we did get to talk. But I went a similar route as Josh, that I didn't want to just copy and paste the heavy. I don't play the game. I don't know. So I figured I'll go my usual route: irreverent humor, strange asides, and lots of stuff getting blown up around me. The funniest part was that when I was trying to figure scenes where he'd actually shoot the gun, I was like, wait a minute. All our vectors are guys in red. Our whole team is red.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen in the trailers, I didn't know about man versus machine until after this project was almost done. Anthony C. Lamenting that he didn't get to be the heavy. He clued me in and showed me the website, the trailers. But I knew that red and blue were always going to add, so I just took the vectors, recolored the red sections, and there you go.
No, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, Man vs. Machine, you probably know already, is all the people teaming up and becoming red team, basically. And fighting against robots. So coloring, when they actually fight against each other, is red versus blue. So, perfect.
And
I did the same thing. I made silver blue when I read, so it made sense.
And from what I've seen in the videos, blue always loses, which being my favorite color, that's sad face.
My favorite color is red. So in every form of media, red is always the bad guy and red always loses. So I thought TF2 was a refresher, honestly. And blue is always the good guy.
But I was just happy to make my video and have my usual brand of, oh my god, don't shoot me! Although Josh quickly corrected me that the heavy is the slowest of the classes. I'm like, no, this is the Silver Quill heavy, baby. I'm out of there. See you, Scout. Meet.
When he's scared, just like, I'm out of here.
My secret power is running away really fast. I like to flash, but only kinda.
By the way, AnY was running fast enough and Keyframe was chasing him.
That was another thing that got thrown into the mix, is that other reviewers wanted to make their own Meet the Videos that were kind of unofficial, and Keyframe was one of them. She came up with the idea that AnY had tricked her into believing that she was part of this big project and that she went through all this effort to make her own Meet the Video until all of a sudden, surprise, oh wait, I'm not actually in this at all. And so she had approached me asking if it would be okay if she would make her own project, and just wanted me to contribute some lines along with AnY and Voice of Reason. And it turned out to be a pretty entertaining little addition. It wasn't part of the official roster for the Meet the Videos, but I think it turned out rather nicely.
And just for the record, I would totally never do some kind of tricks like that in real life.
Okay, I'm instantly suspicious. He thinks you protest too much.
Did Keyframe come to you with this idea, or did you suggest that to Keyframe, AnY?
I actually believe it's her. It was entirely her idea, and well, when she asked, I was like, "Oh, sure, recording stuff always good."
And you didn't mind getting the stuffing beaten out of you either.
No, I mean, Key and I have this kind of. I mean, we had this thingy with Silver Quill already. I believe. Actually, didn't you chase the two of us in the end?
Yes, at the very end, I finally had my moment of +10 rage. But only after I got shot in the head with an arrow. I mean, let's just be everything in balance here.
Well, now you have a hippogriff with an arrow stuck in it.
Hippogriff.
He's not dead? How is he not dead.
I don't know. I don't know the rules. There are no rules for hippogriffs. Well, there are now.
So this is official. Silver not dying has to be in the next video. And everyone just asking.
Oh.
Oh.
And
Josh
he's next.
is back.
Dude, you are like Silverquill. You never stay down.
It's just my brother was, as you guys probably heard, my brother was going to bed, and yeah, just shenanigans happened, and we discussed it, and he offered to sleep somewhere else.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just put on some really loud music to make this more awkward. Because that's
No,
what
Joe Cocker, please, no, Joe Cocker, keep your head on.
Huh?
Okay, somebody has to talk now.
I'm going to take this thing.
I was asking what were we talking about before I left.
I know hats are a Team Fortress thing, but this thing's cutting off circulation in my brain.
Right.
Oh,
Well, we were going through the various Meet the Video ideas and even talking about Keyframe's sort of unofficial addition to that series. I suppose we can talk about some ideas that we'd like to implement in a future sequel, but none of it can be taken as absolutely going to happen, because it was only just in the past couple of days that we decided, yeah, we really ought to be doing something as a follow-up video, because we're seeing a ton of requests for it, and Vector Brony here had made such wonderful poses and expressions for all of our characters. We really got to use them in other projects. I mean, it was a lot of work that you had put into all this, Vector. I mean, how long did it take you from start to finish to do all the different characters?
I do vectors. I can imagine it was horrible. It was really hard.
From start to finish, it was about, I think it's like a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I don't know how Silverquill does his vectors so fast.
I don't. I call my show After the Fact for a reason. No, actually, this is interesting, Vector. I'd like to get your take on this.
Yeah, sure.
I had the pleasure of working with Ink on a review of Mod Pie, and she was kind enough to send me her Illustrator file of her character, so I could make some new poses if the situation called for it. Her setup is that each part of her character is on a separate layer, and you can turn them on and off to affect different combos. I draw my poses, I draw like Silver just neutral, and then I expand the poses, each one being the whole character on one layer.
Oh, I see. Well, I do that so I can easily rotate parts and stuff. So, like, I can rotate her leg this way easily and have it still look okay. Kind of like a Flash file. But, I mean, when I did it, I was still not the best with vector. I've learned a lot since then, but it was the best I could do back then anyway. I wasn't expecting to send it to anyone, but...
But I'm curious, Vector, what's your approach to drawing characters? Is it segments on layers or all on one layer?
No, it's all layered. I usually start off with just having the body, so you have the back legs and the torso and the neck. I'd also have a layer for the legs, like the forelegs, so I can put on straight legs, like raised legs and such. I would have a layer for the head, so I can basically adjust the facial expressions. And for the most part, I usually just work in parts. I've got a part that gives me the mouth expression for the smile, the mouth expression for the frat being angry. And I can just interchange those as I go along, and it's just the colours as I work along as well.
I getcha. So a semi-similar style to Ink then?
Yeah.
Kinda.
It just makes it so I can use one character, but I can have plenty of interchangeable parts I can basically use between each different MOC I'm making.
Yeah. Pretty much doing the same with the bad side effect that I have different pairs of eyes, for example. So I only need to switch out the eye layer, and then I have a completely new pose, which kind of leads to me having about 100 poses for my OC and completely losing the overview. And yeah, half of the time when I edit a video, I'm just scrolling through my OC for the one image I'm looking for.
Yeah, so with me, I have an artist, Zane Russell. He drew a whole bunch of he drew about 50 different vectors for me, and they were all of my OC and various. They were all in the same position, but they all had different facial expressions and a hoof poking out in one of them. And so eventually, I got to the point where I wanted to have more expressions, but me being the absolute wimp that I am, I didn't want to bug him for any more. So what I did was I basically just I like the Frankenstein a whole bunch of different expressions in GIMP, and I've effectively doubled the amount of expressions that I have to do with using that. I'm not an artist at all. I have no idea how to do any of that. So. I feel I've done well with what I had. It's like, remember how many expressions I gave you, Silverquill, when we did our collab?
I do. It was much appreciated. Just because, like, oh my God, he has more than 5 poses.
Something like 40 plus, if I remember.
Yeah, and still you drew extras. I sent you like 70, and still you felt the need to draw more.
Yes, because they were all angled like so. And if there was a scene that called for a profile, I was like, there are no. What do I do? What do I do? Here, this is where my Silverquill character gets his shock face. Woo! What do I do? So, which actually came in handy when I did my my review with KP.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I was like, oh, what's he? I see he has my character in there. He's gonna make me turn my head too. And so, oh, he did. Jeez, did he do all this work again, or did he just use stuff from our review already, or something?
He actually I'm pretty sure he saved like most of those because I remember. Yeah, I asked him to send me the extras that he made in case I ever wanted to do it again, which I did. I used them in the Hearts and Hooves Day review. Thank you very much. And yeah, he used. It's like, oh, I can't believe he used those again. Huh.
See, this is all part of my secret plan to have my art style in every review video. Soon all OCs will be mine.
I'm actually thinking about redoing my poses.
Well, but let's see. Last I counted my pose library, I had about 230 different poses. Some of them just with costumes. You know, I've got Irish Quill and Night Quill and Dastardly Quill. That was for a Toon Critic review of Scooby-Doo. But I got to have a little cameo on that. And I don't know. You know why I'm an idiot? When I started this, I said, okay, all I got to do is make a couple poses. I'll build on that. I'll get these done, bam, bam, bam. And then I said, no, I've got to dress up for this because this scene would be too funny. Oh, I've got to have this costume because this would be too absurd. No, I've got to have this pose because I want to turn Flash Sentry to stone by asking a Fox News question. I never stop. And that's why I'm stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid! You're so stupid!
I love you forever for making that joke in.
Oh, I'm glad. I don't feel old if people get that joke.
Weird Al.
No, I am.
Wait, Jeff.
It was definitely impressive seeing
Hey, Cooney! Hiya, George!
Mains.
Beginner's class today, huh? Yeah, they're so stupid! That accent is so racist and so funny.
Sorry, Vector, what were you saying?
I was saying it's really impressive when you got those poses of Celestia and Luna with their actual flowing manes rather than being still.
Oh, I can't claim credit on that one. I drew the poses, but a guy named Wild Anime on DeviantArt did a marvelous job sending me a frame-by-frame sequence from his Flash puppets. And what blew my mind about it, he researched the editing system I use and found that, oh, hey, your system doesn't work with PNGs very well. So here they are in a format that'll work. I was like, oh my God, I am man-crushing so hard right now. All of my man love. Totally hetero man love. But he did.
And it's totally not creepy and stalkery or anything.
Oh no, no, this is the internet. That never happens here.
Exactly. But
no,
yeah,
you
you are kind of lucky that you can actually vector or do original vectorable. All of you are who can actually, because yeah, I pretty much just steal everything. And once I try to draw a single hoof freestyle, it looks so terrible. It's like that.
freestyle time.
I'm a privileged white male. I pay people to do things for me.
Hey-o!
At least you
I just feel really guilty whenever I ask people, asking someone to do something for free. So yeah, I need to pay. If ever someone's doing something for me, I need to pay them.
Well, then you know, Josh, those vectors I sent you. They go for about 1,000.
Facto, boy. Ex post facto.
Oh, he's pulling the Latin on me. Well, what can I say? I just I do actually enjoy drawing. It's just that I realize, oh, I've got to get this done. The last review was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking forever to make like any of my videos. I mean, I'm working on a new one right now, thankfully, but I just take so long and procrastinate so much.
I'm working on my next MLP review right now, but I'm right now in Maryland, and my computer is in North Carolina because I'm with my parents for Thanksgiving.
Good on you. I apologize. We've kind of preempted the Team Fortress 2 to talk about our own projects.
I'm sure there's plenty of people in the audience who have been thoroughly enjoying the conversation regardless. I know that I've been curious about a few of these things myself.
Is there anything else we want to talk about in relating to that?
Sword of the Century is my next review.
Mm.
And I'm going to take off, and I'm sorry, Silverquill, and I'm sorry, Dr. Wolf, but I'm going to be taking off quite a few Fluttershy fans with this video.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
I'll be right back then. I just need to get my 2x4.
As long as you don't take off Celestia fans, I'm good.
Oh, come
Hey,
on.
that's still my job.
Well, yeah, sorry, Celestia is best princess, and Fluttershy is worst main 6.
Second half
Pinkie
of
Pie's my least favorite main 6.
Do you want to know
Oh,
the phrase, Josh?
He said that! Oh!
I couldn't find my. What is he loading? Ooh.
Worst still doesn't say anything about good or not good. When you rank stuff, you have to do. Oh my god, I'm quoting my current script. Anyways, when you rank stuff, there has to be a worst by default, by definition. So
Yeah, I don't know.
worst main 6 doesn't say anything about her quality in general.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, I'm just being, what's the word?
Flame-worthy provoking.
I do not hate Pinkie Pie at all. She's just my least favorite of the main 6.
Yeah, I like Fluttershy, she's just my least favorite.
Yeah,
I like Pinkie, she's just my least favorite.
The good thing is Fluttershy makes an easy target because since she is very quiet and kind, her fans are quiet and kind as well. So try to offend Rainbow Dash.
You offend Rainbow Dash, you're getting on my bad side.
Yeah, that's what I think. Look, when you offend Rainbow Dash, you get an angry ink rose. This is kind of scary. When Dr. Wolf gets angry, he still smiles, is nice and everything. So.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
No. Here's the thing. Yeah, no. Fluttershy fans are like Stepford smilers. You offend them, they are much more frightening than angry Rainbow Dash fans. It's like Rainbow Dash fans, they get angry. It's just like yeah, they're kind of angry. But the Fluttershy fans is like, I'm going to murder you in your sleep.
Okay, that's it. You, come on, work. I can't get out nerded by Silver.
I wish I still had my least
They have a pill for that, ANY. If you have trouble for more than 4 hours, though.
Okay, I'm curious.
That's finest. Good job.
Here's my little play Time Lord thing.
Should we be setting aside some time to answer some questions from the audience, because there have been literally several hundred comments from people, and I'm sure that more than a few of them are going to want to ask questions of us directly. Should we do that?
Okay.
Fire away.
Well, we'll have to give it about 30, maybe 45 seconds before YouTube is going to show up with saying that, oh, we're opening it up for Q&A. But I'm looking through the chat right now and trying to see if we can get some good questions, whether about the TF2 project or about what we do directly.
And while we're waiting, I'll just make this promise. If we're going after favorite ponies, my next pony video will feature a rarity abduction.
And I know all
like the
about why
comic?
that is, yes.
Dog and Pony Show did it.
Oh, yes.
You're a little late on that one.
Oh no!
My video, my next video, maybe slightly. I'm not
Remember,
gonna say anything actually.
Oh, come on! You can't tease like that, girl!
Well, let's just say it's about Earth ponies.
Well, I haven't
Oh,
seen one of
cannot
those
play Earth Pony
before.
Oh,
Wait, you are the headcanon lady, so there might actually come.
Actually, yes, it's gonna be very interesting. It's not negative. It's just exploring Earth pony magic.
actually, I wouldn't mind if something negative revolving around one of the other main six happened, just because it seems like everything that happens, Twilight Sparkle, fan rage. Twilight Sparkle, fan rage. Twilight Sparkle.
Oh, you mean like in the show, canon-wise, something?
In the show, in the comics, in the commercials, when Discovery Family had that commercial for season 5 and it was just about Twilight, people flipped out.
I am still for canon shipping, so I mean, I know it was a joke, but with the April Fool's thingy when there was a thing with Pinkie Pie getting a girlfriend. I know it started out as a joke because she seems to be the most unlikely to actually get one. But if I think about it, this could actually be a very interesting twist on the thing.
Pinky cheese sandwich.
Too obvious.
No!
Yes.
Pinky cheese sandwich. It's so
No, you still have.
He was just a one-off.
Yeah, I mean.
Rainbow Dash and Sword, Rainbow Dash and Sword, Rainbow Dash and Sword.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I've got some questions here, and I'm curious to hear what everybody's thoughts are. Starlight Stream wants to know, was it difficult to work together as a team to make the first Team Fortress 2 video?
Not hurry.
I don't think it was all that difficult to find people who wanted to take part in the video, because that's always easy. You come up with an interesting idea, and people will come out of the woodwork saying, hey, I want to be a part of this. How can I be a part of this? The difficult parts of any major collaboration project comes from getting everyone to do their part in a timely manner and making sure that when somebody says, oh, it'll be done by such and such date, is it actually going to be done by that date? It's not just from all the people who are recording their dialogue, but it's also from collecting all the various Team Fortress 2 sounds and music to put in the background, and the art assets and the animation. I am thoroughly grateful to you, Vector, for creating well over 100 different poses and expressions for this project.
And expediently as well.
Yeah.
I work pretty fast. I've got a good system.
You work very quickly. You must grammar good.
Believe me, it's
I
going
still had to make a few of myself. But yeah, you offered me to actually do
Exactly
that.
like Linkara right there for a second.
Because poor literacy is key.
You know,
Because poor literacy.
You look a lot like Linkara, ANY.
Linkara was actually one of my favorites of that guy with the glasses.
Yeah, so you put a trilby on, you could definitely cosplay as Linkara.
Get a pair of nice little glasses as well. You're perfect.
Maybe it's a good
It's wearing glasses.
I actually did a Linkara-esque comic review once on my old channel.
Oh.
But yeah,
Anyways.
kind of self-promotion.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were talking about getting things together. So yeah, it was really tough getting all the things together. It's like we had to I had to like scour over all these soundboard sites in order to get all the sounds for Team Fortress 2.
You know what I did?
And I'm pretty sure I got like 3 or 4 viruses.
That's why I use a Mac, my dear.
Oh, she called him her dear.
It's an expression. Good lord.
Yeah, nope. I think that's a Freudian ship.
Mm.
Freudian ship. I see what you did there.
Freudian ship, huh?
Wait. Isn't a Freudian ship kind of like with the mother?
No, that's an Oedipus complex.
Yeah, I know, but Freud was also about men actually being in love with the mother by default.
Subject as a minor present.
Sorry, I'm just saying what Sigmund Freud said. He's a scientist.
It's not appropriate for children.
Science. I'm actually this is kind of spreading knowledge and stuff.
I don't think Freud ever said that.
Get out.
Anyway, as you can see, we all work so well together and are such good friends. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get.
True friend helps the friend in need.
I'll probably get several death threats after this from semi-anonymous sources. ANY.
If I'm not careful,
I
I'll
would never.
Hey, Mr. Brady, can you do my OC for me?
Oh, careful! People will do that.
They do. They do.
I recall somebody saying during this podcast that this person enjoys drawing vectors.
Do you want to do a collab?
Indeed, I do. But you also know that I enjoy making people wait until the very last moment, and months and weeks on end. And Dr. Wolf has to text me, Silver, that deadline's coming up. Silver, what have you been up to lately? Silver, I'm going to find you.
I do that too. Oh my
Most people would. Come on, Silver, you got to give me that much. I'm a lot more patient than most people would be. And it's okay. I understand that you have a very busy schedule. I can always keep busy with a lot of my own things.
Oh yes, he is incredibly patient with me. He's been holding back on one project so that we can finish another that'll be simultaneously released. But behind that smile, I sense a rage that could crush worlds.
This is the Fluttershy fan thingy Josh talked about earlier, isn't it?
This could be the thing for next Halloween.
Dr. Wolf snaps.
Yeah.
Or someone make up the song, The Night Dr. Wolf Went Crazy.
Oh, dear.
Bronies, get on it.
If someone even just mentions that in passing, one of the fans will do it for fun. You know it's going to happen.
Why do you
Yes,
think
and
that's
there are nearly 200 people watching, so it will happen now.
Oh, goodness.
And thus my calculated plan comes to fruition. I'm actually a pretty bad villain.
How about we try to look at another question here?
Yep.
I see a question here from the Faked Real. Would you do a man versus machine let's play? I think that basically means would we actually get the reviewers together and record a live play of man versus machine, try to do as many of us as we could.
You know
I want this to happen.
You know how hard that would be?
I don't know if you could get all of us, but you could probably get maybe 3 or 4 of us at a time, maybe.
Yeah, it's like both Inkros and Dr. Wolf have appeared in my shenanigans videos. It's like Dr. Wolf and TF2.
I would have to buy the game.
It's
free. It's free.
You just need a Steam account.
Well, there you go. I swear that I have not really touched a game in
Get out!
a year and a half. It's my house. You leave. Get out! No, you're in my house.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Bye.
Bye.
Well, you got out of here. I haven't gone online since the Halo community, and well, that was not a happy showing.
I can't follow the conversation without headphones.
Someone just asked if I would be okay if Celestia turned evil. It depends on the context.
I
don't think that would ever happen.
I have not read
It seems
Celestia
oh,
evil fic that I have liked.
I would like to see an alternate universe thing happen, though.
Thing happened. The alternate universe thing, that was pretty well done because.
Yeah, I love how if it's alternate, if Luna was like in Celestia's position and Celestia was in Luna's position, like in the past, because that's actually a cool idea. I love alternate universe stuff like that. But in show, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that would happen.
Yeah, we just can't see it happening. Unless she's like possessed from like an outside force or something. We just can't see Celestia falling.
Like that.
Well,
But not like turning evil and actually wanting to hurt people. That doesn't make sense.
It's scary enough seeing her use dark magic for
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, whoa, Jesus.
But the staff hates Celestia and doesn't like using her for anything except exposition and a pretty princess in danger. So I don't think anything like that would ever even happen if she starred in it.
Frustration.
Oh my god, I just realized Celestia really is often a damsel in distress, isn't she?
Oh yeah, all the
Same
time.
with Luna now.
Yeah.
And Kate.
All the princesses, you can't show them doing anything hard because that's not marketable.
Well, except Action Princess Twilight.
But then she's doing what she did before she was a princess, so it's kind of a...
She wasn't firing Kamehamehas out of her horn before she became princess.
She's still fighting the bad guys, casting the magics. I'm waiting for the day where she has to actually lead a group other than the main six. You know, go outside that comfort zone.
Hey, do you mind she did that? Equestria Girls.
No, that was just go with the same group and sing a song. Why did Sunset brainwash everyone? Just sing a song and they'll evade Equestria for you while smiling and clapping.
Well, actually, my town car artist came up with an interesting theory about that. Sunset Shimmer is an otaku.
Oh, God. Oh, I could go on many a tangent on this theme of. I still come back to that theme of every little girl wants to be a princess when really it's supposed to be every princess.
Not really every girl, Rarity.
No, I was glad for that one. Okay, show of hands here. Who's heard of Carl Jung? Come on, hands.
I have heard of Carl
I
Jung.
wanted to be a princess when I was a little girl, but I knew it could never happen. So I decided I wanted to be a spy instead.
I also wanted to be a princess when I was a little girl.
There you go. And it may still come true for you, ANY.
Transformers send out horrible body images. You can never be like them.
I get hung up on the archetype idea, and if you haven't heard about Carl Jung, viewers, give him a look. He's got some interesting ideas.
The name rings a bell, but I can't recall what he talked about.
Basically, this guy read stories from all over the world, and he came up with the idea of a cultural unconsciousness. That every story you hear, all the archetypes they're in, warriors, kings, princesses, witches, deceivers, thieves, the gallant rogue, all of those are a culture's way of teaching people the healthy means of growing up and the various phases. It's not every little girl wants to be a princess, it's every princess is supposed to represent little girls.
That's a very interesting idea.
But then you get the damsel in distress, and I'm saying, no, that's sending the message every little girl is to be helpless. No, no, no. I don't want that image being the association. But here, I think there's a soapbox under me somewhere. Hang on.
When I was a little girl, I never thought I had to be like the most girly girl out there, because I also loved playing with Transformers and I loved playing with Legos, and I was a big Star Wars nerd as well. I was really into Clone Wars, but I was also really loved Barbies and Little Pet Shops and My Little Pony. I played with G3. I played with the G3 ponies.
Too. Yeah, but I never played house with them. I always played how fast can I pull its head off.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I loved having like crossovers with my characters, like having my Transformers come into the Barbie world or something like that. I don't know, I just played around with all this kind of stuff, and it didn't really matter to me. The one thing I really never liked when I was a kid, though, is that they never had a lot of girl Legos, because in the boy sets there were almost always only boy Legos, and there were hardly any girl minifigures. So I mostly got sets that had girl minifigures, so I could actually have an equal population in my Legos.
Nowadays, you just take a black marker and just draw a little. There you go, female. Lego.
I just wanted more sets with Lego Ahsoka in it.
I have an interesting question here that I'd be curious to hear all of your responses on.
All right.
Meow5814 wants to know, hey guys, what would you do if your OC was featured in an episode? Not suggesting that that would happen, just what would you do?
Generally freak out.
Well,
would it be a surprise, or would it help make the episode?
Oh, let's say surprise that the writers and animators just suddenly decided, hey, this is a popular character among the Brony community. Let's put this character into one of our episodes as just for fun. How would you react, Miss Rose?
Would we be contacted?
I think I know how I would react. Recently, one of my videos on my larger channel, top 10 Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is a franchise that I really, really love, and I express my love for that franchise through the countdown. And the company that made Dynasty Warriors actually found that video. So I'm just, and they posted it on their Facebook saying it was hilarious, it was really well made, they loved watching every second of it, and I'm pretty sure that I would react in the same way if the MLP stuff from my OC in the show. I'd probably look at the screen, go like, then I'd probably links to everything over Tumblr and Twitter, and then I'd just probably do the same thing except a little more subdued the next day, then same thing except more subdued the next day. Yeah. So I'm pretty predictable.
I would be extremely ecstatic, and I would say immediately, can I voice act for her? Because, that would be what I'd really want to do, is voice act on the show. That's like a huge thing that would be awesome for me. And voice acting as my own character would be great. I would also at least want a little bit of a hand in her dialogue, because it's got to be me, right? She is me, so I would have to say, yeah, that's something I would say, you know? I would hope that the puppet would be made so it looks like my character as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would be extremely fangirly, though, yes. And I would be probably telling everyone about it. It would never happen, but it would be amazing. I know a lot of people would probably be angry, though, because if anyone's OC got in there, because they're like, fan service for fans, that's so dumb. But if I was
perfectly happy if it was their OC that happened to be in the show.
There's a rat in your hand. It's so cute.
Yes, there is.
But then again, there have already been OCs being sneaked into the show, so.
Oh, but the one they did for the trading episode with Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy.
Oh yeah, this one was a charity wish thingy, Make-A-Wish, yeah. No, but also in Rainbow Dash Academy, the Black Pegasus you see flying through hoops in the very beginning is also an OC of, I believe, a family member of one of the animators.
I was wondering, it looked very OC-ish.
And
we had Mando Pony in Games Penny's Play.
And comic fans will note a recent drama involving Ted Anderson.
I just love seeing the Lutece twins in that episode.
That's
obviously them.
I think mine's the most unlikely to ever even have a passing resemblance to the show. And I would just duck and cover because I knew two things. One, that people would be outraged. Why is an analyst getting his OC in it? They hate the show.
I know. That's what would totally happen.
But also, I would get a lot of angry letters from parents because they're asking, my kids are now saying, where do hippogriffs come from?
Has been introduced to MLP, though. I mean, goodness. It happens at least 3 times every season that some new species is introduced.
Some new species, but they're always, if they're crossbreed creatures, they're horrific nightmares that have multiple heads or something. Having a
they already dealt with children in a previous episode. It's just they're already going to ask, Mommy, where did baby ponies come from? Well, when a mommy pony and a daddy pony love each other.
Very much.
Actually, G1 tackled that.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that babies come out of mirrors in their world.
Oh, what about two rainbows touching?
No, I'm just quoting what I saw on the internet.
But I'm just saying, it is kind of a way of, yeah.
Yeah, so
Not depressing it.
The closest we'll ever get is the birth of the Cake Twins and all the implications therein. That makes sense, right?
We never really saw Mrs. Cake pregnant, did we?
I'm sorry?
We never saw Mrs. Cake pregnant.
She's kind of overweight as is, so you know.
A little bit chubbier than most.
You two are so insensitive. Don't you know that shaming is a bad thing? It's all over the news.
Yeah.
I don't watch the news right now. Or ever. I like to be happy.
As do I.
Yeah, but actually, the Cakes are my favorite couple, so I was so happy for that
They're so
episode.
cute.
I'm still waiting for Shining Arm and Cadence to have a child.
No,
I want to see that.
Okay. They would be perfect parents because they're perfect at everything.
Yeah.
Well, Cadence already had a practice babysitting Twilight.
She was perfect at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'd love to see the struggle. Okay, I'm going on a tangent again. Next question, please. Stop the words.
Hang on a second. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. We're apparently getting so overloaded with comments that there was pop-up saying that YouTube is getting overwhelmed and can't show up anymore. Hang on a second.
For me, they're still running.
Okay, here we go.
This was like my favorite action figure when I was a kid.
Cool.
My little Ahsoka one.
Let's see here. I'm trying to.
My little Ahsoka.
My little Ahsoka, my favorite. And I always wanted the action figure of her in her new outfit, but I could never find it, and I was sad. It was so rare. It was never in stores.
I'm still waiting to see her turn up in Star Wars Rebels.
Please! Please!
Makes sense,
It's so awesome.
Can't wait for Star Wars. Ugh. That trailer got me so hyped.
It does look quite cool.
I can't wait. It didn't show, it hardly showed anything, but what it did show was amazing. I can't wait.
That Millennium Falcon money shot.
Yes! Ah!
Okay, I've got a good question for all of us. From Jack Kochenberger. Sorry if I mispronounced that. What do you guys think the MLP movie in 2017 will be about? Any wild guesses?
Please be a Celestia movie.
You want Celestia's backstory, is that it?
Yes! No, Celestia and Luna's backstory, please. They already had the absolutely amazing little book about it, which confirmed actually a lot of my headcanons, which I was happy about, but also changed.
Choose it for money. It's your chance, Inc. Money is magic. Adventure is magic. Money is magic.
If a movie was a chance for anything, it's a chance for an equestrian backstory.
Well, yeah. The thing is that whenever I try not to speculate, because whenever I do speculate, I turn out to be right. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on this.
Besides, there already is an equestrian backstory. Star Swirl did it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Star Swirl did everything.
We need an episode on him.
Actually, you know what?
1,000 years ago.
He'd be an interesting addition for the movie.
Hell.
I would honestly enjoy seeing Star Swirl being involved somehow. I mean, I've heard...
You're just trying to get your headcanon with the stars guiding to be realized.
I know. I came up with that back in 2013, and I still think, hey, that's possible. It could happen. But even if it doesn't, involving Star Swirl in the actual movie would be fun. Whether the main six go far in the past or whether Star Swirl comes far to the future, that would be fun to see.
Who should voice him?
Ian McKellen?
Christopher Lee.
Christopher
Yes.
Walken.
Yes. Christopher Lee.
I have come back now. To hope you save Equestria.
I have come at the turning of the tide.
Or mess with everybody's head and let him be voiced by Chris Tucker. Oh no, Twilight Sparkle!
And would he be a villain? Or would...
Oh my gosh! I don't have any friends, so I can't unlock the secret of the elements of Amity! Oh my gosh!
See,
So
I
now
got
was-
we
was
know why
voiced
he
by the
never had
nostalgia
friends.
critic.
And this is why we're not writers on the show.
I wish I was.
Yeah, that's one thing I do want a lot of people to understand is that you're not a writer. Stop pretending you know what's best for the show.
Pop quiz for those in the comments. Which character is this one? You have 10
From Star
minutes
Trek?
to answer.
I actually know the answer to that. I feel like
I'm sure you do.
Okay, here. Just for all you Star Wars fans who are watching Rebels. I knew that I was a complete and utter nerd when, in the most recent two-parter, they had a little memory disc. I said, "Oh, that's the disc from Star Wars Dark Forces 2." Oh God.
Oh yeah. You guys saw that new lightsaber, right?
Yes?
I was looking at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, they totally stole that from No More Heroes. Whoever that new Sith guy is, he is Sir Henry Mother Effer.
Oh
From
yeah,
No
the
More Heroes
Inquisitor.
2. It just if he turns out to be like the main character's brother.
Actually, he may be.
It's
They, who was the first one? I think Carson got the answer first. It's Shakti. And then a bunch of other people got it. Yep. She was in the Clone Wars, as well as in the movie as a background character.
happens to be your twin brother. Hate to say it, but it's your job.
She was also killed in The Force Unleashed. Nah.
She also died in episode 3.
Force
technically.
Unleashed isn't canon.
Look, all
I
I
found
want.
that out and I was like, what? Okay.
All I want for the Star Wars season to end is for the Inquisitor to march up menacingly on Space Aladdin and say, "I am your father's, uncle's, cousin's, son's."
Haha, Spaceballs reference, I get it.
And then cut to credits. Just leave the fans going, "What the hell?"
I see your force is as big as mine, but let's see how you can use it.
Yeah,
And
it's just, I've been thinking about. It's like a lot of people have been mad that J.J. Abrams is directing the Star Wars film. I'm like, well, who do you want to direct it? George Lucas?
Michael Bay?
Michael Bay. Oh no.
I figured I spoke blasphemy.
Anyways, it's like George Lucas directed the last 3, and you want him to direct another one?
I think it was wise to move away from George Lucas. He was too obsessed about modifying the first 3.
And besides, J.J. Abrams did a good job with the Star Trek films, and he isn't even a fan of Star Trek.
Yeah.
This might have worked in his favor. But yeah, I actually
I
like
think
all
there's no lens flares.
Well, actually, now that you say it, maybe it did work in his favor.
Every lightsaber has lens flare effects now.
Oh yes, of course.
As long as they don't twirl when they fight. The twirling.
Pretty
I hate it when I do it.
ballerinas.
Anyway. And now we're talking about Star Wars. Truly, we are a tangential group.
Yeah,
Focus.
we've been going all over the place on various topics for discussion, but
It's so
I hope that
fun.
we've been answering some good questions for the fans, and I hope that everyone understands what went into making the TF2 project to begin with. I will say that we are trying to spin some ideas for a sequel, and I really would like to do another video because, as I've said before, Vector Brony put in a lot of work making well over 100 different poses and expressions for our characters, and it would be a shame to just use those for only one project. But for now, we don't have anything solid. We have ideas, but we haven't written anything yet. So I'll let you know if we do come up with something that's actually going to be going through. In the meantime, though, I am grateful that all of you were able to join us for this podcast, and I hope everyone's had their chance to tell their little story about how they got involved in this whole mess to begin with. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the next big thing. I'm always having fun gradually making my projects even more complex and involving more and more people. This is by far the most complicated project I've ever done, and I'm really glad to see all the response that I've gotten from it, and I hope to do even better in the future, and I'm hoping that there will be a lot more people who want to take part in the fun.
And my next my next video about Earth ponies having magic and Applejack being the most powerful sorceress ever will be out before the end of the month.
Is that this month or next month? Because this is November.
Wait, we are all doing
promotion? We all getting updates?
Apparently. So I'm working currently on top 5 yay and nay episodes of season 1.
Oh, cool.
I actually marathoned the entire first season last weekend in live stream. I did not just watch MLP. I haven't done this in quite a while.
Yeah, it's a lot of the season 1 episodes. I just can't really. I just look at all these episodes. And I'm like, wow, the writing just got so much better after Lauren Faust left.
Yeah, I like to say she is a great world builder, a great inventor of worlds and stuff like this and characters, but her actual writing of episodes... Well...
She got the ball rolling and we're grateful to her for that.
Exactly.
I will say... What?
I'm just going to steal a quote from Jerry Peach. She's like the George Lucas of children's cartoons.
I do want to know what was up with that Wander Over Yonder series. That's like the thing she worked on after MLT.
This was just bollocks all over the way, and this was great in itself.
I watched this like, what the hey am I watching here?
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
I'm still trying to get over watching Adventure Time. It wasn't high enough.
It was amazing as well.
I couldn't get into Adventure Time. The art style was just too ugly for me.
But if we're plugging upcoming projects, my next pony video will be a collab with Dr. Wolf. We will be talking about the Spike and his representation in the series. And as I say, Dr. Wolf has been very patient in me trying to work towards that. However, he may want to try and reach through the screen to throttle me because while I'm working on graphics for that, I'm going to do just a quick retrospective on an old 80s cartoon that applies a lot to recent news. I really don't want to,
yeah.
But it's not going to be terribly graphics heavy, so I can kind of dive in and just edit together with my usual man voice.
Yeah.
But it's
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
All right. Well, future projects for me: MLP review of Swarm of the Century. Going to do a special video for when I finally separate from the Marine Corps in 3 weeks. And I'm also doing one more video with Dr. Wolf that will, not going to spoil it, but I'm going to say it's going to bring things full circle.
Yeah. What about you, Vector Brony? What are you currently working on?
At the moment, I'm working on my big Christmas project. It is a secret title. It will be coming up hopefully before Christmas. It'll be a lot of OCs. I can actually tell you all you guys here, your OCs are featured.
I kind of still have to send you something, don't I?
Do you?
Yeah, didn't I promise something? And now that you mention it, oh goddamn.
Right.
But that should be coming out before Christmas, with luck.
With luck.
As for myself, I've probably got at least a dozen projects in the works at any given time. Right now, I have 2 A Moment with Dr. Wolf videos that are actually ready to be uploaded when the time comes, and at least 6 other A Moment with Dr. Wolf projects in the works, getting art done and recorded lines and that kind of thing. And one of those is the Applejack video, and I'm really looking forward to that one. Hopefully that'll be done within a month or 2. There's also some more dramatic readings as usual, and another very large project that I'm doing with several other people. Silver Quill is one of them. He knows all about it. That's going to be Christmas themed, but I don't think we should be giving away too many details about that just yet because it's hopefully going to be done by Christmas, but we'll see if we get all the assets for it in time. I don't want to make any promises.
Oh, I'm going to spoil it right now. Something unpleasant happens to my character.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Joker.
That's all I've got going right now, and I'm sure I'm going to be coming up with 5 more ideas for videos within the next 3 days, like I usually do.
Well, is that it, I think?
I think we've wrapped everything up. I had a ton of fun putting together this Team Fortress 2 project. I'm hoping we can do more of those. And I'm really glad that I was able to get so many talented people to work with me on this project. It was a ton of fun. So thank you again, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yay.
Bye.
And,
Here goes, you guys.
I hope everyone has a lovely evening, and I look forward to seeing the next big thing that'll be coming down the line. And thanks you again for all of our watchers who support us in all these various projects that we come up with. And here's looking forward to the next season of MLP. Thank you, everyone, and I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.